Howdy guys, NintendoCapriSun here, and welcome to Final Fantasy V The 4-Job Fiesta. This is a project that I've watched people do in the past, but I've never actually done myself. So I'm going to do it now.
Do it!
Do it.
Oh, and check out this polish, man. I love the way this title screen does the thing with the image overlay or underlaid under the letters. I don't even know what you call that, but it's a cool effect. It's a very epic scope, you know, of a person riding a chocobo with the mountains in the background. It tells you pretty much everything you need to know about one of these classic Final Fantasy games, where you just get that feeling of being, you know, in an open world, which video games have struggled to replicate over the years, culminating in Breath of the Wild currently, and more to come, but... So I'm going to put a link in the description to the actual website of 4-Job Fiesta, so you can kind of go see what it's all about. But generally speaking, what it is a bunch of people get together and they do runs of Final Fantasy V. But the hitch is that their jobs are randomly pre-selected by, like, a robot. So when you get to a certain crystal, a certain point in the game where you unlock more jobs, you have to tweak the bot and it will tell you which of those jobs to take. And you have to use whatever jobs you currently have in your list. So for example, if you picked, you know, Knight as your first job, you would have to use 4 Knights once you unlock that job. And then once you unlock your second job, say maybe it's a Black Mage, then you have the choice of using 2 Knights and 2 Black Mages from that point on, or 3 Knights and 1 Black Mage. But you couldn't just keep going with 4 Knights, you have to use each job that's in your queue, I guess you call it, whatever, I don't know. But anyway, it'll make more sense as we go along. So for what it's worth, the job that I unlocked starting out was Blue Mage. So that'll be interesting once we get there. Oh man, Cecil, you really let yourself go there. Still tending to the dragons, though, I see. Yeah. Nice little dragon calling. Oh, damn. What's Miss Pink Hair doing out here? Yes, he really does have to go, but he can't find a bathroom anywhere in here. Anyway, it's already bathroom jokes, not even 2 minutes in. Yeah, I love how, like, you can sense little pieces of Final Fantasy IV in this game, but you can also see little pieces of Final Fantasy VI. Like with the character sprites and their heads moving up and down. Like in Final Fantasy IV, they could only do that when they were facing toward the camera. They could bow their head. But then, as you see in this game, they do it when they're facing to the side. And just a generally more animated features for the characters, which is kind of cool. I mean, over the years, as Final Fantasy has evolved, clearly story has taken precedence over gameplay based on more recent installments. You know, 12, 13, 15. But you can see that starting, to develop all the way back here in 4, 5, and 6 as they worked to make characters more expressive and respond more to their environments and the things that happen around them. So it's something they really couldn't do, you know, in the early days like this, so they did what they could. And watching that evolution of character, how do you even say that? Like, evolution of the character's expression. It's really kind of fascinating. But anyway, I do have a great deal of love for Final Fantasy V, despite the fact that I've never actually beaten the game. In fact, the last time I played it was 13 years ago, when I was in Virginia. To make a long story short there, I was living in Wisconsin at the time, and I basically just ran away from my life. Which I know this is not about me and everything, but I just ran away. I moved from Wisconsin to Virginia practically on the spur of the moment. I was given very short notice. Someone on the internet invited me to come live with them, and ultimately it didn't work out, but I did get to spend 3 months there in Virginia, and it was 3 of the most beautiful months of my life. And in that 3 months' time, I played this game. I didn't complete it. I got to what I think is the final dungeon, but actually I'm not even too sure about that. Anyway. So yeah, but that's pretty much the last time I played that's 2004, 13 years ago. Still have never beaten the game, so hoping to rectify that situation now. Once I can finally say I've beaten all of the first, well, I haven't really done anything with 2 and 3, but I've beaten 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. I never finished 13 either. I finished 15, for whatever that's worth. Oh god, that's terrifying. Jeez. It's almost as terrifying as when the Koopa Copter flew towards the screen in Super Mario World. Remember that? Remember jerking away from your TV screen when that happened? Yeah, you can kind of see by the artwork of the overworld that's basically lifted straight off of Final Fantasy IV. It's the exact same look. It's a different world, but they just basically used the exact same sprites. So if you didn't know better, you'd think this was Final Fantasy IV, but yeah. So we got our little Chocobo here. Chocobo's name is Boko, by the way. Not to be confused with Boko Babas or Bokoblins. I don't see why you would confuse those, being that's Zelda. Well, that's the meteor, we just walked into it there. Let's see what's going on over here. Boko with a C? Are you sure that's right? I thought I had a K. Hang on a second, can I talk to you? Oh wait, I'm just gonna leave now? We can't leave! Dude, there's a matter of urgency to be attended to here. Anyway, oh goodness. Wait, can I, like, dash in this? I can't remember. Maybe I get that later. Because I know in the GBA version you can dash. And I think it's actually auto-dash, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you get that later or something? Well, there it is. Monster's got the girl. How'd she end up out here? I have no idea. So, starting off your battles would be painstakingly simple. I mean, if nothing else, you're basically just going to be holding the A button down to attack, attack, attack. Starting out, we don't have any jobs yet. You're known as a freelancer, which basically means you're no job. Freelancers can actually use abilities that they've learned from previous jobs, but they don't actually technically count as a job themselves. It's like if you worked at a bakery for 10 years, so you got really good at baking, but then you quit the job and you weren't technically a baker anymore. You were a freelancer. You would still be able to use the abilities of the baker, you know, in your life. I'm changing this to Bart's because Butts just bothers me. I don't, you know, me, Mr. Fart Man, is bothered by the name Butts. Who would have thought? But, yeah, journeying to nowhere in particular. That was me in my life at this point, too, you know. Going out to Virginia, not knowing what I was doing. It's a meteor. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be doing any kind of 100% run of this. I may or may not go after the 2 optional bosses that I believe exist. It's like Omega and something else. I'm not really too sure. I don't actually know that much about this game. I mean, I can fly circles around 4 and 6, but I don't know anything about this game at all. Or what I do know is very little by comparison. Oh, hello. Tella? Oh, while Cecil let himself go, apparently Tella took his younger years away from him. Old man, he's not that old, he doesn't even have gray hair. Yeah, little question marks. Things they didn't have in Final Fantasy IV, you see little stuff like that starting to crop up in this game, which would eventually you'd see more of in Final Fantasy VI. So the evolution becomes even more clear. It's fascinating when you've seen 4 and 6, but you haven't seen this one, so you kind of see little pieces of each game. You know, and how the games evolved over the course of time. Not too interested in, like, reading the text here. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to, you could read the text. But I'm just going on the assumption here that most people who are watching this have probably already played the game. That's probably not a very good assumption to make, because I know at least on my channel, most of my watchers, like, you know, and God bless them for it too, actually watch my stuff even though they've never played the game and maybe they're just in to see what the game's about. And that's something that I have a really hard time doing, watching LPs of games that I've never played. It's pretty rare that I can stay interested in a game I've never played, watching someone else play it. Because to me, the joy of watching LPs is in seeing other people's reactions to... Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to go that way. You know, other people's reactions to things that I already know are coming. That's where I get my joy from it. But, you know, when you yourself don't know what's coming, it's kind of like, oh... it puts a whole different layer on it, because then you're forced to pay more attention to the game and not so much to the player. So, as I said before, though, people have different reasons for watching LPs, and whatever your reason might be, I mean, that's up to you, but but I'll tell you what, either way, the fact you're watching this video, I sure do appreciate it. So, but enough of the ass kissing. Yeah, Boko just threw you off there. So thank goodness we're not in some kind of Shadow of the Colossus situation. Yeah, I know, it's dangerous, but hey. Oh. Speaking of Shadow of the Colossus, should we run? Might not be a bad idea. Let's get out of here. Oh, well, good lord, you just gotta jump right into it. Boko, you gonna help me out here? No? Guess not. Chocobos can't fight. Unless you've got power. I don't know. Even then, they still can't fight, but beside the point. We're just gonna kind of pound our way through this a little bit here. Just see, I won't be able to actually equip my job until I get it, but you don't get the first job until you get the first crystal. Then you get your second job at the second one, or... Well, you get more than just one, obviously, but... You get, like, different choices of which job you can equip. I don't know, like, calling it equipping a job, really. It's more like, you know, just changing your... Hey, can we get these guys? Here we go. 3 people on 1 chocobo, that's gotta be pretty uncomfortable. Just be glad Prompto's not one of those 3 people. So he'd be over there taking selfies. Yeah, aside from, like, my playthrough of this game 13 years ago, really, the only experience I have with either playing or watching was watching Diabetes' run last year. Or maybe it was the year before. I don't remember. But that was a pretty fun run to watch, I'll tell you what. Meteor shocks clips and made the ground split, and now the road to Tool has been blocked. But what do you want to go to Tool for, unless you are a Tool? Are you a Toolian? Oh, looks like somebody else is back to life here. Gotta get to the Wind Shrine, gotta get that first job. You know, people are telling me that, like, that I got really lucky for drawing Blue Mage. And, you know, what's kind of scary about this to me is that I don't even know why it's so good, but I'm hoping that I can kind of find that out as I go. I am aware of a lot of the Blue Mage spells, you know, because they're kind of the same as what they are in most of the other games. You have, like, Aqua Rake, or whatever they call it in this one. You have level 5 Death, things like that. What's going on here? Yeah, let's all go together. Why do we have to be all separate like this? Gotta love the pink hair look. It was way ahead of its time. Alright, 3 people on 1 chocobo again. Are we going north here? We just went north earlier. Oh, well, there's that cave here. Oh, apparently chocobos can go into caves now. That's cool. It's not like Super Mario World where Yoshi can't go into the ghost house. A cave in such a place. Yeah, it's dangerous to go alone. Stay here. We can do that. This is kind of gonna be really annoying if I can't... I'm almost wondering if I shouldn't have gone with the GBA version of this, to be honest. Anyway, well, now we have a party of 3, so we can throw out a little more damage here. And, this is kind of interesting. Galuf hits twice here because he's a monk. That's just one of those things, the first time I played this, I was like, that's pretty cool. So even though we're freelancers, we still have different tendencies to how we fight. He's not doing that because he, you know, was given a specific job. He's doing it because that's his nature. I guess. I mean, I don't know. But either way, it's cool. So, let's come in here and grab some steel bats while we're at it. Any kind of experience that we can get is going to be good. Gaining levels in this game actually helps a lot. Like a lot of Final Fantasy, a lot of Final Fantasies, at least in my experience, have been that once you get past a certain point, like level 10 or level 15, it starts to matter less and less with each individual level that you gain. And it gets to a point where it's just like, well, yeah, I gained a level, whoop-de-doo. But in this game, especially when you see how some of the boss battles go, you'll see that gaining levels is actually pretty damn important. I'm not actually sure where we're at on time here. We may be getting a little ways up there. So again, I don't want to make these too short, but at the same time, well, you know, it's like I said before, you know, in my current situation here, I'm LPing Breath of the Wild alongside this, and pretty soon Ace Attorney Investigations 2, in which most of those episodes are going to be like 45 minutes long for investigations. And Breath of the Wild, I've kind of been doing hour-long episodes because I don't want that LP to go on for 3 years. But I'm only doing them twice a week, so that kind of offsets it a little bit. Uh-oh. Be careful. What's he doing? Oh, huh. He hit that very inconspicuously placed switch there. Well, I'm glad you're here to tell us these things. Chewie, take the professor into the back and plug him into the hyperdrive. I'll start cutting these battles out sooner or later, but for the time being, since we're still pretty early in the game... Yeah, nice hit, Galuf. Yeah, I love the monk job. I loved it when I played it before, like, in Virginia. This is a fun little job. I mean, I just like hitting enemies twice. I don't know what it is about that. Also, we are in the front row right now. I could move to the back row, as is a pretty typically Final Fantasy staple here. You know, you could go to the back row and do less damage, but you would also take less damage, so there is that. I don't know why I'm even bothering to explain all these things. Very simple stuff. Oh, hello. What are these guys? Gotta love these enemy designs, I tell ya. It's funny because even though they're in 2D, you can kind of imagine what they would look like in 3D from every angle. You don't have to fill in too many of the blanks there, like you see this monster down here. He's got some kind of protruding... I don't even know how to describe it, really. Oh, look at that. More levels. Well, there's an exit here. Holy crap, suddenly we're on a ship. Okay. I'm just kidding, we're not. We're watching the ship. How does it sail without wind? And already the game is putting mysteries forth to us. Mysteries whose questions will be answered. This is not lost, after all. We're not going to have to wonder about Radzinski and why he made the edits to the Dharma film. Yeah, as you can see, we're already starting to pick up on our damage here. Lena's hitting for 18 instead of 14. Galuf's still hitting for the 6, but yeah, whatever. At least he's doing it twice, right? Yeah, I'm getting a little low on HP here. We may want to consider checking our inventory here to see if we came with any potions or anything. Any sort of parting gifts. Well, maybe we had some drops here or something. So yeah, job ability. We can't do much with it right now because we don't have any jobs, but we will pretty soon. I'll go ahead and heal you guys up. Surprised I haven't taken any damage myself, hardly. These monsters seem to have a proclivity for attacking my friends instead of me. Da-da-da-da-da. I think the music definitely favors Final Fantasy VI more than 4 in this game. It sounds more like 6 to me than 4, but anyway. Pirate's hideout, so that ship we saw was a pirate ship. Could be. The other thing about whatever version I played of this in Virginia 13 years ago, the girl's name was not Lena in that version, it was Rihanna, or like R-E-I-N-A, something like that. And ever since then, I've noticed that name, or variations of it, popping up everywhere, from Rihanna to God knows what else, but that always kind of annoyed me for some reason. But I don't know, because I feel like, well, what, did they get it from this game? But it's like, no, it's just a name. Who cares? But that's not technically her canon name. I don't know how they ended up calling her that. I guess they just love 5-letter girl names that start with R. Well, this is the ship, alright. I wonder if we can tackle this bad boy. Is that a staircase going down? Yeah, I believe it is. I don't know. How much more can we run around in here before we get caught? That's locked. Looks like some kind of jail cell. I sure hope we don't get trapped inside of there. Yeah, this guy's sleeping on the job. I'll fix the ship's wheel, Captain. Take the wheel. Sild roll. Sildra? Alright, then. Take the wheel, he says. I wonder if he's trying to tell me something. Does he think that I'm Jesus or something? I don't really know. Well, let's see. Wheel's up here, I believe. Yeah, sure enough it is. Let's give it a go. Can we? We're off! Well, that was easy. What's wrong? It's no use, it won't move at all. What's going on here? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. Oh, well, never mind. We'll get back to that later. Hold that thought. Because Miss Purplehair is here to advance the plot, apparently. Oh, that's really gonna work. What, so because you're the princess, that means your apology is more likely to be accepted? Ah, well, that's true. If the king is in danger, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? King Cecil over here. Oh no. Guys, you're outnumbered 2-1. I don't think that's the best idea. Well, that pendant. And as is the case with any JRPG, if there is a pendant, you know it has to be important. Don't even get me started. Chrono Trigger, you know. Why can't I think of any other examples? Because I know I've heard this a million times. Pendants, pendants, pendants. Hell, even Super Mario RPG for that matter. Not that I can think of any pendants in that game, but I'm sure there must be one. I think it was you. And we're not here to argue about who... Never mind. Alright, Mr. Old Man's got amnesia, which is pretty much par for the course of someone his age. Not to be ageist about this or anything, it's just a thing I commonly hear. I see my own memory just disappearing before my eyes. It's not as good as it used to be. But hey. So we're all tied up, but at least we're keeping our distance from each other. No chance of any body odor overlapping here. Meanwhile, in the other room... I'm gonna have to stop this video if it's just randomly in the middle somewhere, because I don't think saying goodbye is, at this point, it's too late. Well, she saw the pendant, she recognized it, so what? Wait a minute, crap. You know what I just realized? I spoiled something big there, didn't I? Oh well, that's just what happens when you already know. I tell ya. I'm not gonna say what I spoiled, just in case maybe you didn't pick up on it, or maybe you assumed something. Yeah, untie them. Not so hard, you mean thing. Let him go, for heaven's sakes! Let him go! Love conquers all. Why? Well, yeah, but, you know, I'm kinda curious about your motives here. Well, they're curious. I'm not curious because, well, I'm the player. What part am I even playing in this game? Other than just narrating it. Where's he going? Oh, he's going to the crow's nest, huh? Up in the crow's nest! Over there! I see land! First mate? There is no first mate! This is the good ship lifestyle! If anybody knows what I'm referencing there, you're amazing. Hey-oh! And just like that, mystery introduced, mystery solved. This is how the ship sails with no wind. It's being dragged around by some slave dragon, or something. How about that? Sildra and I grew up together. We're basically brothers. Okay, so, well... new mystery introduced here. I'm sure you have no idea what I'm talking about. Let me just stop there. I think I've reversed psychologied myself one too many times here. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about, actually. Anyway, So we're off in the ship. Hey, we got control of the ship. Alright. Well, for about 2 seconds we did. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. So I don't know where it is, so hell. Might as well. So, I mean, I guess you could technically take control of the ship now and try looking around, but even if you did, there's not much you could really do. There was a little place that we sailed past there, but that was just the pirates' hideout where we just came from. So, hey, wind shrine, alright. Just getting right into it here, aren't we? I really wish I knew how to... Let me see something here. Okay, whatever. I thought maybe... Oh, hello. Princess Lena! Oh, dear me, what are you guys doing here? Huh. What is going on? The wind suddenly stopped and monsters came rushing into the shrine. I'm sure those two events are not even remotely related. I mean, what, just because the wind stopped did it get too hot outside? I don't know. It's probably not any cooler in here. I don't know, though, all that water flowing around, I can see how it'd be pretty cool. I mean, this place looks like it would be air-conditioned, doesn't it? You can just tell by the color of the walls. It's metal. Metal is usually cold. Metal blades are equally cold. Never really considered what the temperature of a metal blade would be. Is that something for game theory to talk about, maybe? Alright, I recovered from wounded status, too. Everybody's just running around here. So they can give you a little bits of information about the crystal and about stuff that's going on, but, you know, you are free to check that out for yourself. This is a really good game. It's well worth the time if you want to pick it up, you know what I mean? It's just going to keep looking around here. Oh, well, there's a treasure right there. There's also monsters. More of the same crap. Well, this is the first monster that I believe we can get a blue magic spell from. Unfortunately, I don't have the job yet, so I'll come back and do this later. Goblin Punch is a pretty basic, you know, attack, though, and probably not... Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, it may be really good or something, and I just don't know that. Alright, so we're going to go Relic and Leather Shoes here. Bring up the defense a little bit. So we got a tent. So if we happen to cross a save point, that would be a good thing. Oh, hello, there's a save point right there. Oh, no, don't do that. We're gonna save right here. Sweet. Well, let me check my time here real quick. Okay, well, it's just over 30 minutes, maybe a little longer than I would have liked for the first part, because they're not always gonna be this long, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and use the tent here. Yeah, so next time on Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta, we will probably, more than likely, get our first job and put it on. Now, I'm not going to know what my second job is until I actually get to the second crystal. That's when I got to go and tweet and basically roll for it and see what I get. But nobody's going to know that until, not even me, until I get there. So, that'll be interesting. Anyway, see you guys later.